weight loss doubling flavor pairing rituals, I decided to empower myself by taking action that afternoon, not next Monday, not tomorrow.
That very same day. I am a strong believer that the most successful and empowered women on this planet are action takers. With all the distractions, negative influences pulling and preying on you from every direction, it can be easy of talking yourself out of making choices and following paths, having the ability to change your life in the most profound ways possible. But because I was still extremely busy with work and family, and my energy tank running on fumes,
I decided to use only 4 rituals that fit into my lifestyle the best. And in only 30 minutes, any skepticism was erased when I was starting to notice subtle yet immediate changes. Admittedly, I was experiencing a mild headache, but it actually gave me peace of mind. Because as the lead scientist from our research team told me,
any small headaches or minor discomfort in the first few hours confirms your inflammation enzymes and fat cells are being mobilized for elimination.
The good news is that by 3 p.m. that mild headache slowly transitioned to a slight euphoric feeling. I knew I had more energy, but my 24-hour brain fog had disappeared and a happy calm began to infuse my entire body. On top of that, I really couldn't even exercise yet because I still had a bruised vertebrae in my back from the fall. So I just continued using 4 of my favorite flavor pairing rituals for the next couple of days. As you can see, I didn't ever have to deprive myself of the foods I love. And this sundress that used to encase my body like a saran wrap has already started to get super loose by the end of the week. And even though I felt like I was actually shrinking, I just chalked it up to the fact that all that bloating and puffiness had disappeared by the second day. But I was still curious. So despite being terrified of the scale at this point, on day 7, I summoned up the courage to hop on. And by the way, that's a combination of curiosity and terror on my face. But what happened next shocked even myself. I had lost 14 pounds in 7 days.
I thought the scale might be wrong. Then people started noticing the changes. Not just my weight, but in my focus at work and my confidence around others. One night I was out for dinner. A friend asked, "How are you losing all this weight and still drinking wine?" I thought to myself, all this weight? Is it really that noticeable? So the next morning, after that night of dinner and drinks, I decided to weigh in again and see what was really happening. Part of me was still expecting that painful defeat of gaining all the weight back like I did in the past. To my amazement, I had lost a total of 26 pounds in the first month. This new little habit of mine was working, and it was working fast. Any skepticism I had was totally erased because I actually felt amazing while losing weight this time.
Not only was I eating almost double the food and carbs than I had while I was dieting in the past, but I was still able to eat my favorite cheat foods, and I was never hungry or exhausted, like how you feel on a diet. And then I realized, this isn't a diet at all. This was all confirmed only a couple weeks later when my family doctor revealed the results of my latest round of blood tests.
Remember the doctor that showed me a vial of my pink blood and then condemned me by saying it was all because of my reckless eating habits? That guy.
So even though I wasn't a fan of his bedside manner, I went in anyway and sat nervously in his office. "Carly," he said with a puzzled look on his face that combined shock and maybe even a hint of attraction. And I have to say, I looked darn good that day. I was wearing my favorite skinny jeans that hadn't seen the light of day since the Bush administration. Plus, I was walking around with a certain glow because my husband, who couldn't keep his hands off me, had kept me in bed for an extra hour that morning. It really does do something to your self-confidence when you feel your man take you in his arms and lift you up like it's nothing at all. And with all the money I was saving from canceling my gym membership and not buying those expensive weight loss pills, I was able to treat myself to a new haircut, facial, and massage. Invincible doesn't do justice to the way I was feeling.
I know, enough about me. But as a woman, you know these little wins count. And I need you to realize you're literally only one step away from experiencing some of these same victories.
Alright, so in the end, the blood test revealed that my once plaque-spackled heart was running on all cylinders and the threat of diabetes was gone. I was able to trash that giant box of meds, and my daily depression had turned into a feeling of fearlessness every morning when I opened my eyes. And before I knew it, I had safely lost almost 90 pounds in record time. All thanks to just using 4 out of the 11 simplest Japanese shoku-iku flavor pairing rituals that suited my lifestyle the best. Finally, those 3 fat-hoarding evil stepmother hormones who inevitably lose their way in our mid-20s had once again become fat-burning queens, allowing me to start living my very own happily ever after.
And I'll tell you right now, once you hit your own weight loss goal, that 20, 30, 40, or even 100 pounds, it just feels like an added bonus compared to knowing that you've just bought yourself some extra time on this planet with your friends and family. However, how you feel about that lady staring back at you in the mirror each morning can be pretty powerful. So I should give you a glimpse of what you too can expect when the weight just starts falling off. Starting tonight.
I lost 6 dress sizes and every pair of pants with an XL or L were in the garbage. Even my most embarrassing trouble spot, my butt and my legs, went from shameful to shameless. Friends couldn't even believe the pictures until they saw that the tattoos matched. Every outfit I tried on fit perfectly, hugging all the right curves in all the right places. Do you know how good that feels? You will, because pairing the right flavors and food together actually signals your body to use your most ample storage zones as its first choice fuel source. Then, my after pictures went viral across the internet, inspiring so many women across the world struggling with body image. Messages from ladies started coming in by the thousands asking, how did I do it and if I could help them? Women who had tried everything, even women who had horrible genetics, shattered metabolisms, hypothyroidism, and even women whose gastric bypass surgeries had failed them. It was time to share the flavor pairing breakthrough with women who wanted to take back control of their body and start living the life they deserve. I sent out the flavor pairing guide to weight loss resistant women across the planet, and the response over the next month was nothing short of incredible. I witnessed women in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and even 60s eliminate their belly fat while reducing symptoms and medications related to obesity, heart disease, and diabetes. Without fail, each and every woman who followed these stress-free rituals lost weight every single day. The results were so amazing that these success stories were being shared across social media in the thousands. Just looking at these stories makes me so emotional. Thinking about all the women still struggling to lose weight when the true solution is actually so simple, so safe, and so effective. Even though the female metabolism is hardwired to fail after 20 years old, it turns out that we are only a simple step away from reigniting our female fat loss hormones. And I know it seems impossible because the billion-dollar weight loss industry focuses on selling you quick fix products that treat fat first. But as you now know, they ignore the actual reason your hormones force weight gain in the first place, causing rebound fat hoarding and failed attempt after failed attempt.
But just like you, I've sat there with my head in my hands ready to give up because of it. But I've got good news for you. If you're a woman who refuses to give up and finally start living your very own Cinderella success story in the body you deserve,
the Cinderella solution offers an easy to start, simple to follow cure using flavor pairing rituals that hit the reset switch on your metabolism's 3 key fat burning hormones, insulin, cortisol, and estrogen. Our research that spans 60 years of proof, combined with the results of tens of thousands of women across the globe, have already proven that ladies like you are only a step away from signaling a supercharged fat loss doubling effect within your body. See, today, you and I have already established that fat itself is not the actual problem here. The undeniable proof is the 3 hormones that have the potential to keep you slender, youthful, free from disease, and full of life are not running the way they used to. And to make matters worse, women like us have been using methods that are attacking fat from the outside in, causing these hormones to short circuit even more, further dismantling our metabolism while setting us up for a shortened life filled with depression, sickness, and disease. Cinderella Solutions flavor pairing, weight loss doubling rituals do the exact opposite.
the truth is, if you want to dramatically enhance the way you look, the way you feel, and how long you live, you must reprogram these 3 powerful hormones to signal continuous weight loss from the inside out, instead of bombarding them with pills, exercise, cleanses, and gimmicks. And the only way to do this is by using these simple and enjoyable habits that are confirmed by 60 years of proof from the planet's slimmest and healthiest country, proven by tens of thousands of Cinderella success stories, and are backed by over 200,000 years of evolution as well.
And even though it may not feel like it right now, your body is biologically craving this permanent change as you read this. Consider this. Do you think your heart really wants to be working overtime, pumping all that additional blood to that extra fat that's taken your body hostage? I don't think so. Do you think it's good for your brain when it's flooded with depression molecules every time you see an old picture of yourself 20, 30, or even 40 pounds lighter? No way. And what about your family's finances? Seriously.
Do you think it's wise to keep spending money on the flawed, fat-first